In the previous episode, Yi found herself abandoned by her heartless mother-in-law and alcoholic husband on a stormy night. With no roof over her head, she sought shelter in the only place she could think of, the local police station. Fate seemed to have her back. There, she met James, who stopped by to complete business paperwork. A small misunderstanding, Yi mistook him for an officer, led to a heartfelt confession of her struggles. Though James was quick to correct her, he was drawn to her charm and quiet strength. He offered to help, but Yi, filled with pride and grief, refused. James, however, could not forget her. Behind closed doors, her replacement family, back at the old house, the once dominant mother-in-law now finds herself humbled. The new daughter-in-law, Linda, is pampered and lazy, lying in bed all day, barking orders. She even asks the old woman to wash her feet, something Yi had done affectionately and without being asked. Despite her bitterness, the mother-in-law endures, clinging to the hope that Linda's unborn child will restore the family's fortunes. Meanwhile, the rest of the family toils in the fields, not for a living, but for Pal's second wedding. In the woods, rebirth from the desolate, after a night under the cold stars, Yi is faced with a harsh truth. She cannot go on living, only for salvation. With fierce determination, she begins to build her own shelter in the woods, made from bamboo, vines, and banana leaves. Hungry and exhausted, she continues. A wild orange tree gives her a brief respite, its fruit lifting her spirits just enough to carry on. As the humble hut takes shape, something bigger emerges, Diep's quiet defiance of a life that has tried to crush her. To outsiders, she is just a girl. But in truth, she is the embodiment of perseverance, building a shelter with nothing but strength, calloused hands, and a will tempered by years of hardship. Debt, deceit, and cruel accusation. Back in the village, her ex-husband's family returns home to chaos. Linda is gone, the house is cold and empty, and a gang of thugs soon appear at the door. Their message is clear. Pay the $100,000 debt, or lose your home. The debt, they claim, comes from a land mortgage, from one of her daughters-in-law. Blinded by prejudice, the mother-in-law immediately suspected Yi. Her mind, poisoned by resentment, thought the worst. Yi had returned for revenge. Unable to verify anything, the family rushed to find Pal, only to find him drunk and incoherent in a fight. With no answers, they did the unthinkable. They reported Yi to the police. The arrest. Hope on the brink. Meanwhile, Yi was repairing her fragile roof when a familiar sound broke the silence of the forest. James had returned, his voice calm but filled with worry. He warned her that the roadside was unsafe and directly on his company's timber transport route. But before she could react, chaos broke out. Her ex-husband Pal's family and the police arrived. With no evidence, the mother-in-law pointed at Yi and accused her of theft. The words struck like thunder. He stole the deeds. He mortgaged them. He was ungrateful. Diep froze, eyes wide with horror. "I am never coming back," she whispered. "I left empty-handed." The officers, out of duty, informed her that she needed help with the investigation. She had not been arrested, but darkness was closing in. James watched in anguish as she nodded and stepped forward. Her voice was calm, but her hands were shaking. "I'll go with you," she said. As she walked away, James stood still, his chest tightening with helplessness. Why did seeing her like this make him feel like he was losing something precious? Why did every step she took seem to rip something out of his heart? What would happen next? Would James find a way to prove Diep's innocence before the system swallowed her up? Can love, which is fragile and silent, blossom in the midst of injustice? We will find out in the next chapter of this emotional journey.